The 2012 American Race Cars chassis is built, and now she's ready for some color. Highlights coming up of the entire process from start to finish, as there's a lot going on in the world of powder coating where even Kathy gets in on the fun.
These guys know what they're doing. Do not try this at home.
Married with Dragsters, new car build brought to you by Ohio Crankshaft. Quality and innovation for over 40 years. Abruzzi Racing Transmissions and Converters. Your ticket to the winner's circle. By K&R Performance Engineering, the world leader in auto racing electronics. And by Mickey Thompson. Be a part of the legend.
Now this is a day that I have definitely been looking forward to. We picked up the chassis from American Race Cars yesterday. Okay, so I wasn't looking forward to getting up at 4:30 this morning, but getting down here, we're in Pickle, Ohio, Aesthetic Finishers. These guys have done all of our powder coating for us over the years. Kevin's top Dragster was done here a few years ago, and the car still looks like it should, like it just came out of this facility. And what we're going to do is we're going to take you through the entire process. We brought the chassis in. It's going to go through all kinds of things to actually clean it up and get it ready for the powder coating material itself. We got the other parts that have come in as well, like the floor pan and some other things. They go through all these individual washes. It's really neat stuff, and we're going to take you through and show you right now. What do you think? Come on, let's go.
Hello, I'm Greg with Aesthetic Finishers. I'm the motorsports manager. Right now I'm having my guys Scotch-Brite flash rust off of the frame that we are going to get ready to powder coat. After they're doing this, we're going to wipe it down with a thinner, and then we're going to hang it on our rack over there, and then we're going to take it over to the wash bay and do a chemical pre-treat on it, and then flash it off in the oven at 400 degrees, and then we'll be ready for our first coat of powder coat before after it cools down.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah,
and then
there's an insert that goes in there.
And then the tube for the steering shaft as well.
Right.
Okay. And then all the masks, all the threaded holes.
Yep.
Okay. Okay, on the small parts that we're going to powder coat silver, since they're so small, we're going to run them down the main line. So we're going to go through a 7-stage wash, which is the first wash will be an alkaline wash. The second two will be a rinse. Then it'll go through a phosphate cycle that has fluoride in it that it will etch the aluminum panels so the powder won't come off. It'll go through 2 more rinses, and then it'll go through a non-chrome sealer. And here in a minute, after he gets all the parts hung, we'll watch them go into the end of the washer and then come out.
Hello, my name's Scott Gaskell. I've been here 12 years, working hard. Be doing here, they're going to be MEKing the frame down. That'll take any of the oils and grease off of your hands or whatever might be on this part. That way when we get ready to wash it, have a clean solution. That way the paint won't fish eye on us. Normally we would burn it and blast it to get the oil off, but this is too long to go in or burn off and blast her. So this is our next best thing.
Building the 2012 American Dragster has been a really cool experience, and one of the reasons for me is because of the unique opportunity that I've had to document and witness so many of the different processes that go into building a car, whether it's a dragster or whatever, and like the powder coating. I got to see where my parts were in the facility at any given time and all of the things that they went through. And well, for me, that was definitely kind of cool. Time for these to go in the dryer. Next, they're going to be getting some color.
Finishers was founded in 1993 by Bill Coomer and his family. Not only do we do commercial powder coating for many of the major suppliers in America, we also have a division that we've established to cater to the motorsports and the motorsports enthusiasts. Not only do we do the typical microwave components, the seatbelt components, we also do wheels, engine blocks, ceramic header coatings, and many other component parts that will go into a drag car, a circle track car, or even your local hot rod. Henry Ford said you could have any color as long as it's black, but here at Aesthetic Finishers we can tell you you can have every color including black. Just because you see a set of black wheels here doesn't mean that's all we do. We have thousands of colors to choose from the metallics to the wrinkles to the textures to even your veins that you see on many home appliances. Once the parts have been properly pre-treated with a good iron phosphate coating and racked and grounded, it's time to spray some powder. For those of you that don't know how powder coating works, you have to properly ground the part and then you blow powder through a gun that's charging the particles negatively. That's what makes them stick to the part. Once it's been coated, we'll roll it in the oven and the powder will go from a powder, a liquid, to a solid. And then you have a beautifully coated part. Unlike wet painting, powder coating goes on a little bit thicker. Typical wet paint will be on around 1 mil. We try to get our powder coating around 2 to 2.5 mils. That extra millage just gives you a little extra protection, so when you're putting a car back together, you drop a wrench or something, you don't have to worry about chipping the paint to the bare metal.
How long will you leave her in there?
Probably about 20 to 30 minutes. Make sure all the water's dried out of it. Yeah, it'll probably take another 10 or 15 minutes to cool down before we can powder coat it.
Obviously, the illumination of being able to see the gauge is the biggest thing. The incandescent bulbs that we had before were around the dial illumination. We came with the through the dial illumination. It's obviously one nice thing about it is you can pick which color you want depending on the color of your vehicle. But the nicest part about it is the numerals are illuminated along with the pointer, so it's very, very easy to pick up where the pointer's at because you'll see the big orange pointer sticking out, right away. The nice part about the new gauges is we now offer them in 2 5/8 if somebody wants a larger size dial on the gauges themselves. And also we offer them in mechanical, full sweep electric, and short sweep electric. The biggest problem we had in the past, people would call up and say, hey, your gauges are dim, how do I brighten them up? Now we get calls, hey, these are way too bright, how do I dim them down? So it's a lot easier to dim stuff down than it is to try to brighten it up. So it's very easy on the racer. We actually make a 9114 dimmer if they want to, that allows you to dim the gauges themselves. And you can find any of that at autometer.com.
Married with Dragsters, new car build brought to you by Ohio Crankshaft, Abruzzi Racing Transmissions and Converters, by K&R Performance Engineering, and by Mickey Thompson on Competition Plus TV.
What we're looking at now is our brand new Nordson boot. We put this boot in approximately 8 months ago because we couldn't get a booth anywhere else that would do exactly what we needed. In our business, powder coating, you have to reclaim the powder. As petroleum products goes up, being powder coating is based on this manufactured petroleum products, it has followed the rise of the petroleum itself. So with this new booth that we've developed with Nordson Corporation, it allows us to reclaim 100% of our powder and go from black to white without any cross-contamination. In our business, cross-contamination is a killer. No one wants their hot rod, their valve covers, or their nice shiny new oven back panel to look like a speckled egg. So with this system, we can go from black to white with zero contamination and give the customer exactly what they want. After being in the oven for about 22 minutes, what's really neat about powder coating is that once the parts are cured and they're cool to the touch, they're ready to go. You can actually touch them. This is a little hot still, but if you notice, there's absolutely, no tack, so you don't have to worry about packaging them. And what's really cool about this process, and if you were here, you would notice there's absolutely no smell of VOCs or solvents or anything in the air. That's why they call it the green coating process.
Silicone masking to mask all the threads off, so the guy won't have to go over and retap them. So when he's ready to assemble, he don't have nothing to retap or do anything like that. Then I'm using high temperature tape to tape the chrome off, so it looks like it was never painted.
This is one of the things that I have really been looking forward to, building this new American car, and being here at Aesthetic Finishers. Well, Kevin's car was done by Aesthetic Finishers. It was absolutely fantastic. Now mine is finally getting done by Aesthetic Finishers.
Hey Hooker, make her paint some of her own car.
Okay. Okay.
Here at Aesthetic Finishers, we utilize any kind of free labor we can get.
I'm gonna mess it up. See, I already messed it up. I don't want to do anymore. This is not as easy as it looks. Okay, I'm not doing any more of it. These guys know what they're doing. Do not try this at home.
I start at the front of the frame and work my way around and just put a light dusting on the frame. And then as I go around, I'll come back over with a flashlight and check around your welds and stuff like that where you have problems taking, because a lot of times it'll blow out. So you just kind of put a light dusting on it and then go back over and check it out. Base coat down. We'll let this bake at 380 for half an hour.
Wow, you should feel the heat that is coming off of this chassis right now. Now, as you remember, it was in the oven, I think it was about a half an hour or so, at 383 degrees. Remember seeing that on the little thing? Let me tell you, this thing is still 380 some degrees. It has only been out of the oven for just a couple of minutes. Now what they're gonna do is they're gonna let it cool off, they're gonna get it cleared, and it's just back in the oven for one more bake.
380 on this for another half hour, and she'll be ready to go. Finished product there. It's all ready to go. She's got the base coat, clear coat, and looks pretty good.
Looks nice, don't it? Real nice. Can't wait till the sun gets on. Gonna light it up. Yeah, tell you what, if you want to grab some front, I just want to move it back just a little bit. Ready? That's good. There we go. That way I can strap right across here. Do you have any of that white stuff I can put down?
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah!
She really reflects the light good,
yeah.
don't it?
Yeah. Great job, Greg.
You're welcome, sir.
You did a fantastic job. Really looks nice. Yeah, it lights up like a Christmas tree.
Did they get your silver parts yet?
Yeah, we got those. We wrapped them and put them in the truck. Oh yeah, you guys are on top of it. Yeah. Now we have to get her finished.
Promotional considerations for Married with Dragsters provided in part by these fine companies.
Married with Dragsters Extra.
As many of you know, my 98 Bolton that I raced for 8 seasons, she had a name. It was Baby Beastie, or Beastie. She didn't have that name when I first got her. It came along a few years later. The new car, however, she has a name right out of the gate, and I've really been surprised how many folks have asked, so, what's her name? Well, after much thought and consideration, the 2012 American Dragster is Little Vixen, set to make her debut at Summit Motorsports Park in the Cavalcader Stars NHRA Division III event. Huge party, everyone is invited, free food, and huge prizes. We'll see you there.
On the next episode of Married with Dragsters.